Forget everything you thought you knew about dragons. We're not talking about fire-breathing, princess-stealing beasts of Western lore. We're diving deep into the heart of Chinese mythology, where dragons are powerful, majestic, and often, surprisingly, complicated. They command the rains, soar through the heavens, and symbolize incredible power. But did you know the great Dragon King of Chinese legend had children? Not just any children, 9 sons, each utterly unique, each with a destiny carved into the very fabric of ancient China. These aren't just scaled replicas of their father. Oh no, some are warriors, some are guardians, some love music, others, well, they just love to eat. Get ready to meet the 9 enigmatic sons of the dragon. Their stories are etched into temples, palaces, and everyday objects. Each is a fascinating piece of a colossal mythological puzzle. Before we meet these extraordinary siblings, let's understand their heritage. In China, dragons, or long, are not monsters to be slain. For millennia, they've been revered as benevolent beings, controllers of water and weather, essential for an agricultural society. Imagine a creature with the horns of a stag, the head of a camel, eyes of a demon, the neck of a snake, belly of a clam, scales of a carp, claws of an eagle, and paws of a tiger. This composite form isn't just a random assortment. It symbolizes the dragon's dominion over all creatures and its connection to the natural world. They can be vast enough to shadow the sun, or shrink to the size of a silkworm. They bring life-giving rain, but can also unleash devastating floods if angered. For emperors, the dragon was the ultimate symbol of imperial power, a divine link between heaven and earth. Now, about these 9 sons. Ancient Chinese texts tell us the Dragon King had 9 offspring. But here's where it gets interesting. There isn't just one definitive list. Different scholars over the centuries have named different dragons. What's consistent is the number 9. A very auspicious number in Chinese culture, often associated with longevity and completeness. And crucially, these sons rarely look like typical dragons. Each inherited a distinct aspect of their father's mighty nature, manifesting in unique forms and very particular passions. Their images were strategically placed, not just as decorations, but as powerful talismans, each serving a specific purpose. First up is Bixi, the eldest, a true powerhouse. Picture this, a colossal creature with the body of a giant tortoise, but the head of a dragon. Bixi has a peculiar fondness. He loves to carry heavy things, and I mean really heavy things. This isn't just a hobby. It's his essence. Why the shell? It represents resilience, longevity, and good fortune. You'll find Bixi everywhere in ancient China, but most famously at the base of massive stone monuments, imperial steles, and grave tablets. He's there, straining under the immense weight, an uncomplaining symbol of endurance and strength. Imagine the sheer effort, year after year, century after century. Bixi bears the weight of history, quite literally. His presence wasn't just decorative. It was believed to stabilize these important markers, ensuring they stood the test of time. Next, meet Chiwen, the watchful guardian of the rooftops. Chiwen often looks like a dragon or a fish, always gazing outwards from the ridges and corners of palace halls and temples. This son has a very specific job. He devours bad influences and, critically, swallows fire. In a world where buildings were predominantly made of wood, fire was a constant, terrifying threat. So, Chiwen was placed high above, a vigilant sentinel. Legend says he can also summon waves and create rain, adding another layer to his protective abilities. When you see his wide-open mouth seemingly biting the roof ridge, that's Chiwen, ready to gulp down any approaching flames or evil spirits, ensuring the safety of those below. His presence was a reassurance, a silent promise of protection against disaster. Now, listen closely for Pulau. This sun, often depicted as a small dragon-like creature, possesses an incredible roar. Pulau lives by the sea, but he has one peculiar fear: whales. Yes, whales. The story goes that whenever Pulau encounters a whale, he lets out an earth-shattering roar of terror. Clever humans took note of this. To get the loudest, most resonant sound from their massive bronze bells, they carved Pulau's image onto the bell itself, and the striker used to hit the bell, often carved in the shape of a whale, so each time the bell was struck, it was as if Pulau was seeing a whale, unleashing his mighty cry. This wasn't just for a loud noise. The sound of the bell was believed to reach the heavens, carrying prayers or warn of danger, its vibrations purifying the surroundings. Justice has a face, and sometimes it's the face of Bian. This sun is a formidable creature, often resembling a fierce tiger with dragon-like features. Bian is fascinated by law, order, and litigation. He possesses a powerful sense of righteousness and an imposing aura. Because of this, his image was prominently carved onto the gates of prisons and the entrances of law courts. Why a tiger-dragon hybrid for justice? The tiger is a symbol of might and bravery. Combined with the dragon's authority, Bian stood as a stern warning to wrongdoers and a symbol of the inescapable power of the law. His gaze was meant to intimidate criminals and inspire awe, reminding all who passed of the solemnity and authority of justice. Let's talk about Taoti, perhaps the most infamous of the brothers for his insatiable appetite. Taoti is often depicted with a ferocious, gluttonous face, sometimes with a body, sometimes just a head, usually found on ancient bronze ritual vessels, especially those used for food and wine during the Shang and Zhou dynasties. He is the embodiment of greed, especially for food. But his presence wasn't an endorsement of gluttony. Quite the opposite. Taoti served as a stark warning against excess and avarice. By displaying this voracious creature on vessels used in important ceremonies, people were reminded of the dangers of overindulgence. Even the word Taoti in Chinese can refer to a gluttonous person. He's a complex figure, a symbol of what to avoid. His terrifying visage, a constant reminder of the virtue of moderation. Next is Gongfu, a dragon son who absolutely loves water. Unlike some of his more land-bound or sky-oriented brothers, Gongfu is in his element when swimming. He is often depicted as a dragon-like creature carved on the railings or pillars of bridges, or near other water sources like drains. His role? A guardian of these vital structures. He's said to control floods and protect against water-related disasters. Ancient bridges were crucial feats of engineering and vital for transport and communication. Placing Gongfu's image upon them was a way to invoke his protection, ensuring the waters flowed smoothly beneath and the bridge remained strong. It was a silent guardian against the unpredictable power of water. If you hear the clash of steel and the roar of battle, Yazi is likely nearby. This sun is the warrior, the hot-tempered fighter. Yazi is described as having the head of a dragon and the body of a jackal or leopard, always with a fierce, angry glare. He has an insatiable lust for combat and bloodshed, given his aggressive nature. It's no surprise where his image was most commonly found, adorning weapons. His likeness was engraved onto the hilts of swords, the guards of knives, and on battle axes. Why? To imbue the weapon with his ferocity and to strike fear into the hearts of enemies. Carrying a weapon marked with Yazi was like carrying his battle-hungry spirit into the fray, a promise of relentless aggression and a thirst for victory. In stark contrast to Yazi, we find Swanee. This son resembles a lion, often with dragonish features, and has a rather placid temperament. Swanee loves smoke, fire, and tranquility. He is often depicted sitting calmly, and his image is frequently found on incense burners and at the base of Buddhist thrones or statues. The lion itself was introduced to China through Buddhism, and the Buddha was sometimes referred to as the fearless lion. Swanee's association with incense smoke connects him to rituals, prayers, and the sacred atmosphere of temples, as the fragrant smoke curls upwards, carrying offerings and intentions. Swanee sits, a serene guardian of the spiritual flame, embodying a quiet strength and a connection to the divine. Finally, we meet Jiao Tu, the most reclusive of the 9 sons. He is often depicted as a creature resembling a mussel, snail, or clam, animals known for snapping their shells shut tightly when disturbed. Jiao Tu values his privacy and solitude. Because of this tight-lipped nature and his instinct to close himself off, his image was traditionally carved or placed on doors and door knockers. He became the symbolic guardian of the household entrance. Just as a clam protects its soft interior with a hard shell, Jiao Tu was believed to protect the home from unwanted entry and evil spirits. His presence on a door was a silent, steadfast watch, ensuring the security and peace of those within. So there you have them: Bixi the strong, Chiwen the watchful, Pulao the loud, Bian the just, Taoti the hungry, Gongfu the swimmer, Yazi the fierce, Swanee the calm, and Jiao Tu the secretive. 9 brothers, 9 unique destinies, their forms and stories woven into the very soul of Chinese culture. They are more than just mythological figures. They are a testament to the ancient Chinese understanding of the world. Every aspect of life, every structure, every virtue, and every vice could have its own powerful symbolic guardian or emblem, often born from the mightiest creature of all, the dragon. Each son a distinct echo of their father's immense power, reminding us that strength and influence can take many, many surprising forms.
And I want you guys to feel the magic of the Earth Dragon being reborn. So that's why I keep stopping the camera, so you guys can feel the magic, how it's created. Even though I'm showing the mythology of the dragons, I really wanted to create it in a different enlightenment. For my idea for a portrait designer, I was thinking of having the dragons in the 9 stages for the Earth's aspect. So for example, this is the Earth, and I have the dragons forming into one body and mind. And I'm going to go through stages in that form, so that way you guys can understand what the dragons are. Dragons are part of the nature's atmosphere, but in the fantasy world. So that's what I wanted to do. If you like this idea, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow for a new painting vlog of the rainbow. See you then. Bye for now.